So, Keanu, you're the one. You're Neo. What would you say are your favourite Neo moments, scenes over the years?
What pops into my head? Thomas Anderson meeting Trinity in the club.
Hello, Neo.
How do you know that name?
I know a lot about you.
The first dojo fight. Skipping to the end, the fight with Smith in Revolutions. And then the courtyard fight with Smith in Reloaded. The scene with Morpheus when Thomas Anderson meets Morpheus for the first time.
At last.
Waking up in the pod the first time. And let's see, being blind, shooting those blind scenes and literally having my eyes closed for 2 days. And working with Carrie Ann.
Kiss me.
You know, the love, the scene where Trinity dies, but also every day working with her.
She's a goddess. She's an absolute goddess. I think the way she delivers Dodge This alone.
Oh my gosh! Dodge This.
Believable.
Dodge this.
How about when
And
she just pulls the pistols and is like, get up, Trinity, get up.
Get up, Trinity. Just get up. Get up.
So good.
It is absurdly cool. I just want to double check though. I read somewhere that you actually slipped up at one point doing the lobby scene. Because that's a lot of marble. That's not fair on you.
Yeah, man, I was going for it. You know, you gotta like, you don't know until you go. You learn about the surface, but like that's, you're going for it. And sometimes you slip and fall. But then luckily in the movies, you get take two.
Yes. Essential. I also really have a soft spot. Every time I can't think of the right words or I'm in an interview, I think of the interrogation. And the mouth. Genuinely, when I was younger, blew my tiny mind. Like, I couldn't get over it. It was so scary.
Oh, man, that was such a beautiful day with Hugo Weaving. By day, you are. I mean, just his speech pattern, the performance, so good.
In one life, you're Thomas A. Anderson, program writer for a respectable software company. You have a social security number, you pay your taxes, and you help your landlady carry out her garbage.
It is very hard for me not to say, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, it's
But
great.
I must stop. I also love the architect conversation. I know that might be a bit controversial to say.
Wow,
because
no,
in
that
part-
scene is amazing. That was like, that's also a thrilling memory. That scene is so good.
Why am I here?
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix.
And then when you get to see it all finished, you've got all the different takes you've done of all your different reactions.
Yeah.
And I would love to have been on set that day when you've got the Wachowskis going, angrier, really flip out.
Yeah.
Flip the bird now.
Yeah, it was really fun. You get to kind of see Neo, Thomas Anderson, unleashed, all of the emotion that's in different aspects of his emotion that are going through, trilling through him. Your life is the remainder of the sum of an unbalanced equation. Yeah.
For sure. Why do you think, though, looking back, that the first Matrix and obviously this new film, the whole Matrix franchise, is such a success? Obviously, there's the whole head trip factor of it.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real?
I've had
dreams that weren't just dreams.
But what else are the key parts that make up the success of these movies?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a very unique entertainment. I think, the visual style, and when I say that, I mean the cinematography, the costume design, the production design, the marriage of all of these practical design elements that go into the thesis of the film, and also the romance of it. This idea of what is the Matrix, the ideas of, I always talk about the films as being a kind of tool, a prism of the way to look at our lives and who we are and what's going on. And so I feel like they're entertaining, but they give something back to the audience that they can take with them and hopefully inspire. And yeah.
Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
For me, there's just so many layers. There's so much depth. They're so rewatchable. The cyberpunk influences, the anime, the fantasy. I remember it wasn't that long ago that I twigged that Neo is an anagram of one, which was enough for me, apparently. And look, it popularized Eastern-style Hong Kong action cinema in the West, I think it's fair enough to say.
But first, I must apologize. Apologize for what? For this.
That's just a seminal part of pop culture. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, it was really fun to do that, to work with Yuan Wu Ping and to do the Hong Kong style wire work and movie kung fu. And I think it was also just a revisiting, kind of kindling idea of actors, actresses training to do the action sequences. I mean, obviously, artists have trained in the past, but to bring that to okay, here's 3 months, figure it out.
Ideally not with a fused vertebra in your neck, but still.
Yeah, there's that too.
There's that too. Do you have a particular martial arts move that you're especially proud of? I've already brought up the triple kick, but is there anything else where you go, yeah, no, that was very cool?
I mean, I think there's a lot of elements in the Chateau fight and Reloaded that with the sword and with the size, that was cool. And I think just the movement and wire work in the courtyard fight with Smith is pretty amazing. I trained with 13 stuntmen for every day for 3 weeks. They shot that on Steadicam, so you had to moving Steadicam shot. You had to sell all the hits and stuff and all the wires. There's some pretty cool wires in that. Yeah.
Over all of these movies, what mementos have you taken home? Because in my head, I'm really hoping you get some mini discs, a Nokia 8110, maybe the X-ray of the screws in your neck. What's made it back home?
From Matrix, I have a Nebuchadnezzar plaque from the ship, and sweet. I think that's it.
Hey, I mean, my worry is you can't take the sunglasses and you can't take the coats because it's like, oh look, it's Keanu. Yeah. Yep, there he is. Do you still get Matrix lines, I'm not going to say shouted at you, but quoted at you in the street by fans? Do you get lots of, whoa?
No. I mean, I hear it once in a while, but...
Are there no people that come up to you and say, I know Kung Fu, and then try to fight you? Do you know what I mean?
No. Gosh, no. That would be crazy.
They want to prove to themselves that they can handle the one.
Yeah, but then, then there's a problem there with reality. And that would probably be where I would turn and run.
The problem is reality.
Still know Kung Fu.
Is there any advice, though, that you'd give to your younger self before you flew over to Australia to shoot the first one? What would you say to younger you?
Advice? No.
None.
No, man, it went good. It was a really amazing experience. And I don't want to fuck that up with any advice.
You know what? You said it in a nutshell. It went good. My final thought for you is this. Have you ever seen the Lego Movie?
Yes.
Do you realise, or have you realised, that it is the Matrix?
Oh, right, a little bit. I'm trying to do the callback machine on the plot of the... Are you talking about first Lego movie?
Yeah, we got Chosen One meets an action girl. He discovers that his world is a lie.
Can't do this! That is against the instructions!
He's got a wise mentor who's really into him.
You could become a great master builder.
I could?
The prophecy chose you, Emmett.
And then he has to go into his mind to train. There's this ruthless lawman who wears sunglasses.
Playing dumb, master builder.
No, I master build.
Oh, so you've never heard of the prophecy?
Oh yeah, that's Matrix.
The hero seemingly dies. I'm just saying, Lord and Miller, I'm onto you.
Well,
anyway,
it works. It's a good recipe. I remember feeling like that was a really good movie.
There we go. Keanu, it's been such a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
All right, cheers, man.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. You can listen to my Radio 1 movies and TV podcast, Screen Time, on BBC Sounds. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.